Hey everybody, Metal Shop Steve here. Today I want to do another album review, and I know that if you've seen some of the videos this year, you have heard me say that this is the year of thrash. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to review other things. So today, not a thrash album, but a really cool album nonetheless. Also, kind of dipping my toe into death metal a little bit, something that has not really ever been my thing. Um, but I am finding some bands out there that I really like. So today I'm going to talk about, it's an album that came out last year in 2021, but I don't really have a problem reviewing stuff that came out a year or two ago if I have only recently discovered it myself. So this is the most recent and actually full-length debut album by the death metal band Crypta. It's called Echoes of the Soul. So just to give you a little bit of background on Crypta, it's an all-female death metal group, first of all, and they have Brazilian and Dutch roots with their members. Probably, if you're a death metal fan, you know Nervosa, and a couple of the ladies in this band actually came from Nervosa. Started out as a trio, eventually added Sonia Anubis, who was a guitarist with Burning Witches for a while. So, all things considered, Sonia on guitar. Also on guitar, Taina. She's actually the newest addition to the band. And then you have Luana on drums, and vocals and bass, you have Fernanda. So, just a quick rundown of the members in the group. Now, in terms of how this album sounds, it's death metal. It's dark, it's doomy, if that's a word, doomy, gloomy, dark, sinister, a little bit terrifying. It is on the kind of the, not scarier is not the best word to use, but on the more sinister side of death metal sounding. And if you've never heard a female death metal singer before, definitely give this a listen. It's every bit as good as what any male singer can do with death metal, and it's just a slightly different edge to it. So a lot of the vocals, and probably appropriate with the band's name Crypta, it sounds like at times these are vocals coming from beyond, coming from the crypt. Again, very, very sinister, very dark. And musically, this band has a lot of really great musical aspects instrumentally as well. Of course, lyrically, again, you're getting just a lot of really dark, thematic type of lyrics. But musically, one of the things that I'll say, and you're going to see this too as a theme when I tell you what my favorite songs are from the album, is that a lot of the songs feature really nice guitar and drum combo to really boost the song. Sometimes they use it to open the song. And so you'll see as I talk a little bit more here about my favorite songs what I mean by that. But certainly for me, musically, some of the highlights here are the drumming and those guitars. So just to give you a rundown here, some of my favorite songs on the album, Possessed is one of my favorites. And that one's really early on in the album. So you get a nice intro here with guitar and a really nice guitar tone too. It is kind of dark, but at the same time, it stands out really well. The drums in there at the same time on the intro to the song. And for me, my favorite songs on this album all started out in this kind of theme, drums and guitar, and done really, really well. Now, one thing that I'll say about drums, and something that's kind of kept me off of death metal a little bit, is I am not a blast beat fan. And in fact, until, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I didn't even really know that that's what it was called, but it's that rapid fire drumming, just pounding. And for me personally, no knock on drummers who use it or bands who use it. And I understand that it's supposed to be about just complete aggression, but I would rather hear more musical drums, if that makes sense. Go fast, go hard, go loud, that's great, but just that brrr, I don't care for that. However, if a band does use that and they mix it in well enough that it's not distracting, because for me, I find it distracting, then we're working with something really cool. And so that's always the hope I go into a death metal album, is that it's not just going to be blast beat after blast beat, in which case I have to turn it off. But no, they use blast beats here, but they use them really well, and probably about as well as I've heard any band use them. Sometimes blast beats, just because of the nature of them, take the rhythm or the tempo or the timing away from the song. But I found here that, again, Luana, the drummer, knows how to almost make them fit in with the timing and the tempo of the song, which I love that. And then going back and forth between that and actually nice rhythmic drumming. So again, drums were really a highlight for me on this album, as well as the guitars. So Possessed. Anyway, long-winded answer there. First song, Possessed, I really like. Next up, Shadow Within. That is my next favorite one. And this one, again, starts out with just really great drumming. And the guitar is a very macabre-sounding guitar tone here. And I'm not really sure which of the two guitarists is kind of spearheading this, but the tone, a really great tone, and different tones throughout this album make it really very, very interesting to listen to, because it's, it's brutal and it's fast, but it's got really great tonality to the guitar. And then my third favorite song is Kali, or Kali, Kali. And you guessed it, we start out with the drums, really blistering guitar work here. And then, of course, all these, the songs, I don't want to overlook the fact that that just eerie, cryptic, terrifying vocal comes in and really just grabs a hold of you, and kind of paralyzes you and sucks you in there. So that's kind of the way the best songs play out for me on this album. So Kali, blistering guitar, and then it settles into a really nice riffy type of feel to it. Love it as well. And so those are my three favorites, although there's not really any song on this album that you're going to listen to and say, well, that's really out of place. I'm going to skip that one. They all have a very, very cohesive feel to them. So overall, again, really good album. And as I grow in my death metal knowledge and starting to like more of these type of albums, this one's definitely on my radar for some of my favorite work. Again, it is Crypta, and the album is Echoes of the Soul. Came out last year. Go check it out, and stay tuned for another video coming up pretty soon. I'll see you later.